The world has a rhythm. It is a slow, deep, ancient rhythm, and my kind have been its heartbeat for 1,000,000 years. I am of the deep-rooted on, the great ones, a monster, but a project of pure, abstract faith. It is an act of engineering as a form of prayer. Kale is the first to object, his pragmatism a shield against her vision. We have no strength to move mountains, Alara. We have lost 3 hunters, the children shiver in their sleep. You ask us to fight shadows with a rock. We are already dying, Kale. Alara's voice cracks, a rare display of emotion. We die a little more each night, huddled by our fires. Is it better to die on our knees in the dark, or on our feet in the twilight, fighting for the dawn? Her words, and the grim reality of their situation, kindle a small, defiant spark in the clan's weary heart. It is madness, but it is a madness with a purpose. It is hope. The work is a brutal testament to the power of human ingenuity and desperation. They find a great, oblong pillar of granite, a glacial erratic left by the ice long ago. It weighs more than 20 men. They cannot lift it. Alara, applying the same observational logic she used to track the sun, solves the problem. They use the trunks of dead, frozen trees as rollers. They use smaller logs as levers, discovering the simple, world-altering magic of lever mechanics. The journey from the valley floor to the ridge dip is a slow, agonizing pilgrimage of pain. They push and pull the great stone, their muscles screaming, their hands wronged bleeding, and the stalkers come. They harass the work parties in the failing light, their glowing eyes watching from the rocks, their clicks a constant, unnerving chorus. One evening they get careless. A young woman stumbles at the rear of the group. A feathered shape darts from the shadows. The clan is left to mourn another of their own, her blood a dark stain on the indifferent snow. Kale, his face a grim mask of grief and fury, looks at Alara. Her mad hope has just cost them a life. The cost of their hope is written in blood on the snow. And in the growing desperation in their eyes, the great stone now lies near the summit of the ridge, a vast, dead weight. But the clan is failing. They are skeletal, frostbitten, their movements slow. The longest night, the winter solstice, is only 2 days away. The stone feels heavier than the mountain itself. Doubt, the cold, creeping predator, begins to infect the clan. Careless hunters look at the useless monolith, and then at their hungry children. They have sacrificed everything for a sky story, and it is not enough. We cannot raise it, Kale says to Alara that night, his voice a dead thing. We have failed. We will die here, under this monument to your madness. Alara's face is a mask of exhaustion, but her eyes still hold a feverish light. We have not failed yet, she whispers. We have given our blood to this stone. We have sung our grief into it. It is not just a rock anymore. It is part of us. It must stand. Her conviction, her absolute refusal to surrender, is the final lever. They make one last, desperate attempt, using the last of their strength. They dig a deep trench for the megalith's base. They build a ramp of earth and snow. With every hunter, every woman, every half-grown child heaving unbraided hide ropes, they begin the slow, agonizing process of tilting the stone upright. It moves by inches, groaning like a dying beast. Twice it slips, threatening to slide back and crush them. They hold, their muscles screaming, their spirit united by a single, impossible goal. As the last requite of the solstice fades from the sky, the great stone lurches, settles, and stands. It is a stark, black finger pointing at the heavens, a testament to their pain and their defiance. They have done it. They collapse at its base, too exhausted to even feel triumph. They do not have to wait for the dawn. The stalkers, enraged by this new intrusion into their territory, launched their most determined attack yet. They swarmed the ridge, their clicking calls rising to a frenzy. The clan scrambles to the base of their new stone, forming a desperate, pathetic circle. The fire is low. This is the end. But as the first stalker leaps, a single, pure ray of light slices through the darkness. It is the sun, rising from its grave. It crests the twin peaks of the distant mountain, and its first beam, perfectly channeled by the valley, strikes the great standing stone. The monumental architecture is perfect. The stone explodes with light, a beacon in the twilight. The beam illuminates the entire ridge dipped in a sudden, brilliant wash of gold. The effect on the stalkers is catastrophic. Creatures of darkness and shadow, they are caught in the open, their forms starkly, clearly visible for the first time. They shriek, a sound of pain and confusion, and recoil from the brilliant light. The clam, galvanized by the miracle, roars. It is a single primal sound of hope reborn. They are no longer cowering prey, they are the children of the sun. They rise, their spears finding their marks in the blinding light, and charge. Their greatest weapon, the darkness, turned against them, break and flee, a scatter of panicked shadows vanishing from the light. The walkers of the long paths. My bulk is a mountain, my hide a shield of thick fur and leather. When I drink, the river bends around me. When I walk, the ground trembles. This is the way it has always been. The sharp tooth, the drop cat they call thy loco Leo, it knows my strength. It takes the old, the sick, the foolish young who wander from the herd. This is the rhythm, the painful, necessary beat that keeps the world in balance. But a new note has entered the song. It is sharp, dissonant, and wrong. It began as a new scent on the wind, a smell that is not of the earth or of any beast. It is acrid, smoky, and unsettling like leather. Then we saw them. They are small, frail things, like monkeys that have forgotten how to climb. They stand on two legs. Their soft, pink skin an invitation to any predator. They carry no great claws, no armor, no crushing jaws. They are weak. They should be a fleeting meal for the world's true hunters. Yet they are not. The great predators are gone from this valley. The drop cats are silent. The packs of running dogs are ghosts. The arrival of these strange, soft creatures has triggered a great unraveling, a trophic cascade that has broken the ancient song. The hunters are gone, and these new things are the reason. We do not understand how. They carry sticks, but the sticks spit smaller, faster sticks that fly like angry wasps. They carry the red flower. This is their greatest magic, and their most terrifying. At night, where once there was only the cold, silver light of the moon, now there are blooms of angry, orange light on the horizon. The red flower eats the world, turning trees to black bones and grass to grey ash. We watch them from the safety of the deep eucalyptus forest. Their weakness makes them arrogant. They move with a strange purpose, their chattering voices of violation of the deep quiet of our world. They are not part of the rhythm. They are a fever, a sickness. My mate, her great brown eyes filled with a confusion that mirrors my own, nudges me with her broad, wombat-like head. The young ones huddle close, their fur still soft, their minds still innocent of this new wrongness. I let out a low rumble, a sound that says I am here. I am strong. All is well. It is the first time in my long life that the sound is a lie. The fever breaks. The watching ends. The small, soft things come for us. It begins not with a charge or a roar, but with a line of the red flower, a running snake of fire that eats the dry grass and drives us from the safety of the trees. The world behind us is smoke and heat. The world before us is an open plain where we are exposed, our great bodies easy to see. This is their cleverness. They do not hunt the beast, they hunt the world around the beast, and force us where they want us to go. We form a wall of bodies, the young ones in the center, our massive heads facing the danger. This has always been enough. Against the drop cat, against the great running lizards, this wall is a fortress. Against the fire apes, it is a cage. They do not close with us. They stay at a distance, their chattering voices carried on the smoky wind. They raise their spitting sticks. The air fills with a sound like a swarm of angry hornets. Small, sharp pains blossom on our hides. My mate grunts in surprise, a thin line of red appearing on her flank. An old bull bellows as one of the flying teeth sinks deep into the soft flesh beneath his eye. It is bewildering. It is death by 1,000 bites. Our great strength, our power to crush and trample, is useless against an enemy we cannot reach. Panic, A feeling I have not known since I was a calf begins to ripple through the herd. The wall breaks. We run. It is the last fatal mistake. We run from the stinging flies back towards the only other path, a narrow rocky pass. We think it is an escape. It is the other jaw of the trap. More of them are waiting there. As we thunder into the pass, they rain death from above. Not just the spitting sticks, but great, heavy rocks that they heave down upon our heads and backs. An old female goes down, her leg broken, her cry a sound of pure agony. The young ones, terrified, trip and fall. The herd, a force that could remake a landscape, is reduced to a panicked, screaming mob. They are not hunting. This is the most terrible truth. The drop cat hunts. It takes one, and it is satisfied. This is the rhythm. They shield the fallen. They kill the frenzy that is not born of hunger, but of something else, something we have no name for. It is a slaughter so complete, so far beyond the needs of a belly, that it feels like the world has gone mad. It is the essence of the overkill hypothesis made real in blood and terror. They kill to unmake us. I see my mate go down, a dozen of the spitting sticks buried in her side. I see my youngest, the one who was born last wet season, crushed by a falling boulder. I feel nothing but a great cold emptiness. My body, driven by an instinct older than my own mind, keeps moving. I break through the pass, through the last of the chattering, screaming fire apes, and I do not stop running until the screams of my people are a faint echo, then a silence. I am alone, the song of the world is over. The world is a graveyard. I walk the long paths, the ancient highways of my kind, but my footsteps are the only ones. The silence is a physical weight. Where there was once the rumble of 100 bodies, the scent of 100 breaths, there is now only the whisper of the wind through the ghost gums. I call, a deep, mournful sound that echoes across the empty plains, but the only answer is the mocking cry of a carrion bird. I am a ghost in my own life, a memory still walking. I see the shadows of my herd at every waterhole. I see the ghost of my mate in the dappled light of the forest. I see the ghosts of my children chasing each other through the tall grass. But they are only ghosts. The fire apes haven't made them all. I am the last beat of a heart that was once 1,000,000 years strong. The land itself is dying. The fire apes with their red flower have burned away the deep-rooted plants that held the soil. The rains now turn the earth to mud, and the sun bakes it to dust. The delicate balance of this world, the ancient Paleontology that sustained us all, has been shattered by their clever, careless hands. The small furred things that lived in the shade of the great plants are gone. The birds that fed on their seeds are gone. The fire apes have not just killed my people, they are killing the world. I am old. My bones ache with a weariness that is not of the body, but of the soul. My great shield of hide is scarred and thin. The fire apes have moved on, following the herds of kangaroos, leaving a trail of ash and bones behind them. They have forgotten me. I am no longer a threat or a meal. I am just a relic, a thing that should not be. One evening, as the sun bleeds its last light across the horizon, I see one of them. A lone hunter, silhouetted on a ridge. He is watching me. I feel no anger. I feel only a vast, weary sadness. He does not raise his spitting stick. He just watches. Perhaps he is the last of his kind too. Perhaps his fire has gone out. I lower my great head and continue my slow, shuffling walk towards the setting sun. My journey is almost over. The long path ends here. My extinction is not a single moment of death. It is this slow, silent walk into a future that does not contain me. The world will keep spinning. The red flower will keep burning. The clever fire apes will keep singing their sharp, chattering songs. But the deep, slow rhythm of the world, the heartbeat of the great ones, will be gone forever. There will be only silence. This is the nature of a great dying. It is not always a cataclysm of fire and stone from the heavens. Sometimes it is the quiet arrival of a new idea, a new tool, a new kind of hunger. The story of the Australian megafauna is a chilling ghost story, a chapter in the great book of prehistory written from the perspective of the vanquished. Theirs was not a failure of strength, but an inability to comprehend a new form of intelligence that had weaponized the future. This elegiac chronicle of the last deep-rooted is a reminder that every landscape is a graveyard, haunted by the ghosts of the creatures who could not adapt to the terrifying, world-altering predator that was us. Our ascent is forever twinned with the silence of the species we erased, their ancient songs replaced by the ever-growing hum of our own. For every tool that builds our world, another is a weapon that unmakes another's. And the echoes of their silence are a warning we can still choose to hear.